What's up, guys? So we have a brand new CD unboxing here, and I already know what this is. Some of you don't. I forgot to wear the right shirt for it, but it doesn't really matter because I'm seeing them in about a week anyway. I'm probably want to keep my shirt clean, but anyway, I'm seeing them in a week. You must ask. There you go. Disturbed the Sickness. Now, I listened to Disturbed a lot as a kid. My mom was a fan of Disturbed. She had the first 3 albums. So this is what this is. You know, the 2 bands I really grew up listening to the most were Rush and Disturbed. I listened to Rush. I listened to Collective Soul a lot as a kid. I listened to Black Sabbath a lot as a kid. I listened to Disturbed and Rob Zombie. And yeah, you know, those were some of the bands I listened to as a kid. But it wasn't until I got into Kiss where I really began to really get into music. So I forgot to bring my pocket knife with me for this occasion because I was too excited to open it up. But as you can see, now this is the 25th anniversary reissue. It has demos. It has rough mixes, you know, and whatnot. So this is just amazing here. The original album with The Sickness, Disturbed's classic 2000 debut album, 25th anniversary 2-disc 2 CD deluxe edition. Thought it was 3. I think the vinyl's 3 pieces. I could be wrong, but original album plus 7 unreleased demos and plus 4 rarities includes Down with the Sickness, Stupefy, Voices in the Game, which are all killer songs. My least favorite is actually Shout 2000. That's my least favorite song, even though it's quite fitting because this came out a couple months before I was even born. I was born in August. This came out in March of 2000. So I was born about 5 months after this album was released. And I do love Believe, and I love 10,000 Fists. I do like some of the newer stuff. Fun fact, somebody in my family loves Hello Darkness, my old friend. You like that song? Yeah. I forget the name of the song, but it's a cover. It's on like their comeback album from 2015. David Draymond is probably one of metal's greatest voices. You know, I have to give him credit for what it's due. But I do have a 6-package CD coming in, full of like a gift card with like all this stuff. I will be doing an unboxing of those. There's gonna be 6 LPs, 6 CDs coming in. Some of you might like it. So I'm gonna talk about why I got it. You know what got me to get it, and anyway, let's just unbox this but before I do anything, I want to take a picture of this because I do have a music account. I'll put it in the description below. You guys can go check it out. So anyway, it's a good thing to have a gap on your teeth sometimes. You know what I mean? Now, what is my favorite of the first 3 albums? I'd probably say 10,000 Fists, followed by The Sickness, and then Believe. You know. Now, I didn't get the vinyl because I don't necessarily think getting the vinyl is really all that worth it. I mean, to be fair, like, I don't see Disturbed as a band that would produce vinyl, but they do. I mean, back then, I kind of want to replicate back then where vinyl was not really a thing. Combat CD was more of the thing back in the day. So this is what we have. Kind of see some of the damage I just did on it. Like, it is what it is. I mean, at least it wasn't like the Corpiclani CD I got, where it had cracks all over it, and it wasn't like the Tear CD, the reissue, where when I got the reissue on CD, it has like this weird ass thing on here. I don't know what the fuck this is. So this is a massive improvement from getting the Tales Along This Road and Tear CDs. Those are massive improvements. So anyway, Yes. So, if I remember correctly, they had a different bass player back then. So, I'm gonna now I'm gonna put up the band members on here. Now I have the original release of the Sickness on digital, and we're just gonna put in the Vorse song on here. Sorry, my sinuses are still clearing out. So I know Steve Comack was the bass guitarist. There was Mike Rengren, who's the drummer. David Draymond's the vocalist, and Don again was the keyboardist and guitar player. Steve Comack, I know, was replaced when they did 10,000 Fists, which I have it on here as well on digital. And the guy that they replaced him was called John Meyer. So they had a different bass player, Steve Comack. Well, that was the bass player. Now, as you can see, here is the first side on this. Pretty cool. Now, this is the four of them. This is with their previous bass player. So, so this is the first disc. Okay, so this is the actual CD. This is the actual album, the full album. So as you can see, Voices, The Games, Stupefy. The Game's probably my favorite song on the album. Down to Sickness, Vows, Fetus, Fear, Numb, Want, Conflict, Shout 2000, Dropping Plates, and Meaning of Life. What I like about the back is that they make it look like it's really worn out and corrupted. So that's why you don't see some of the lyrics, but you can still tell because they don't completely get rid of it. So yeah, this is the Sickness. This is the CD. Whoops. So that's cool. Now, there is a second CD, but I want to open up the second side here. And this is the part I hate the most. They have the booklet here, which, really, you could just do what Metallica did when they reissued some of their older albums. Like, here's an example, Injustice for All, right? You have the disc here. You could just put the discs in these types of sleeves, which I think would be probably easier. There's one complaint I have with this edition. They don't have sleeves for it. I mean, I know it's not necessary, but this is to make it look cool. And the booklet's here. The booklet on this is here. Just take out the booklet, do whatnot. That would have been the best way to do it. I mean, this kind of reminds me of these, but still. Now, what I like to do. Now, the thing I noticed that CDs do get damaged a little bit once you get it. I had that problem with 13 when I unboxed that. So we're gonna go ahead and look. The booklet just slid right off. Perfect. That's David Draymond. Now this is the Sickness VXXV, which means in Roman numerals. If you guys are idiots, in Roman numerals that means 25. So we're gonna put the booklet on the side, and here is the CD2, which is the demos and rarities such as rough mixes. And I like how they actually do this design. This is a really cool design, especially with the aesthetic here. So, let's open up the booklet. Now, this booklet is a lot because this seems a lot. I know back then they probably had a booklet they probably had a CD case like this, but now it's like we're the big guns, guys. We're the big guns. It has the pictures of them. It has the Sickness. Talks about the album. They had the pictures of them in the underground in the late 90s. This is when David Draymond had hair. And they're talking about how they made the album, what got them big, how it became big, and the lyric sheets. And so yeah, Fuzz was actually Steve Comack's nickname. Kind of reminds me of Flea a little bit. Flea has a real name, but everyone calls him Flea. It's just or another example, Guns N' Roses Slash. His name is Saul Hudson, but he's called Slash, right? So that's another example of a one letter musician. So, and there's more pictures of them. I think there were some festivals. This was in 2000, 2001. Oh, our drowning pool. Now, if you guys don't know, this album was a new metal album. This was in the new metal scene. There are a lot of bands are not great with new metal. I think Disturbed is one of the very few bands I think really did it well, because new metal isn't really like all that great and hasn't aged that well either. I think another band I think has aged pretty well in the new metal scene is, like, I'm not a fan of them, but I know Slipknot has, and Slipknot's really huge. So this is my unboxing of Disturbed's The Sickness. Now, what do I think of this? It's just a standard reissue with a bunch of takes. Now, nothing against it, you know. I love that they're actually giving credit where credit's due with this album and what it means. What this album means to me is, this is one of the first albums I really got into as a kid. I used to put on the game every fucking day, you know, when I used to see my mom, so that's cool. Is this a bucket list album for me? The answer is no. I like other albums more than I like this, but I will be the first one to admit this. This album will forever stand the test of time in terms of music and creativity. So, and I do like the fact that we have people who actually go out and like listen to this stuff. So that's my review and my unboxing of Disturbed's 25th anniversary reissue. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys like it. And I'll see you guys around. Remember, guys, fuck it with the Down with the Sickness.